we are going to see what is a constraint satisfaction. Okay, before going to see what is constraint satisfaction, first we have to know what is a constraint and what is a constraint satisfaction. What do you mean constraint? Constraint is nothing but it is a logical relationship among the variables. Okay, constraint arise in most areas of human endeavor, and they are natural medium for people to express problems in many fields. That is a constraint. Okay, next we'll see what do you mean by what are the examples of a constraint satisfaction. We can take example of constraint satisfaction. A simple example: the sum of three angles of a triangle, that must be the 180 degree. That is a simple example of a constraint. Okay, then what do you mean by constraint satisfaction? The constraint satisfaction is nothing but process of finding a solution to set of constraints. In constraint satisfaction, again I will repeat, we are finding a solution to set of constraints. And what is constraint? Constraint is a logical relationship among the variables. Suppose we take the example of triangle. This is a constraint, that is all the sum of angles, all three should be 180 degree. Okay, but we have given only this angle as a 60. Then we have to find the solution to this problem by identifying the angles of these two. Okay, that can be a constraint satisfaction. Constraints articulate allowed values for variables, and finding a solution is evaluation of these variables that satisfies all constraints. Means x plus y plus z should be equal to 180. Okay, but we have given the x as 60. So using this constraint satisfaction, we have to solve a solution to obtain the values of y and z. Okay, next we'll see what is a constraint satisfaction problem. Constraint satisfaction problems, or CSP, are mathematical problems defined as a set of objects whose state must satisfy a number of constraints or limitations. Okay, and CSPs are the subject of intense research in both artificial intelligence and operational intelligence. CSPs often exhibit high complexity, requiring a combination of heuristic and combinational search methods to solve in a reasonable time. Okay, in standard search problems, we are given with the state space, heuristic function, and goal state. In this case, the state is represented in the form of any data structure that supports successor function, heuristic function, and goal state. Okay, so constraint satisfaction problem is defined as a three, that is a V, D, and C. Next, we'll see the example of constraint satisfaction problem. Okay, we'll take the example of constraint satisfaction problem as an n-queens problem. Here the n is 4. 4 queens are there. In this n queens problem, what is the rule of placing the queens or placing the objects? तुम्ही खूपदा एक गेम खेळला असेल बघा, एक 2x2 मॅट्रिक्स असतो आणि त्यामध्ये तुम्ही एक सर्कल करता किंवा क्रॉस करता. एका लाईन मध्ये ज्याचं येईल तिन्ही क्रॉस किंवा तिन्ही राउंड्स तो जिंकतो. हा सिंपल आहे. पण एका लाईन मध्ये लाईन कॅन बी अ व्हर्टिकल, horizontal or diagonal. So n queens problem is that we cannot place the queens either vertically, either horizontally or diagonally in these 3 cases. Okay, so we have to place the queens such that that queen cannot be same on that. Suppose we put the queen in this location, so we cannot place the next queen in this and this location. Okay, again at this location, this. Okay, and this is again diagonal part. So in next row we have to place the queen at this location. Okay, then we have to check vertical, there is no problem, we cannot place here. Diagonally, okay, all the constraints are satisfied for this location. Suppose we take the third row, we can place the queen here. While placing the queen here, then we cannot place the queen here, so we can place the in next row we can place the queen at this location. So like this way we can solve the n queens problem. There can be many possibilities to solve this problem. We have to just check that the queen should be in every column and every row. Okay, means what? That queen should be in every row. प्रत्येक रो मध्ये क्वीन प्लेस आहे का, तर इथे तुम्ही चेक करू शकता. प्रत्येक रो मध्ये क्वीन प्लेस आहे. प्रत्येक कॉलम मध्ये एक क्वीन आहे का, तर प्रत्येक कॉलम मध्ये एक क्वीन आहे. That satisfies the your constraint satisfaction problem, that is CSP. Okay, getting it? Here it is a same example. Suppose we have placed queen here, so we cannot place in this way. Next queen, we have placed queen in this place, so we cannot place the queen. Next, for placing the queen, we cannot place the, okay, suppose we have placed the queen at 1 location, we cannot place queen horizontally, vertically and diagonally, so these locations are blocked. Next case, suppose queen is placed at 2 and 3. Okay, but in this case we cannot place the queen at 4th row. Okay, because we cannot place the queen diagonally or we cannot place the queen horizontally. Okay, so we have to backtrack this situation. Okay, so we have to backtrack. Then first queen we place in 2,1. Next we place the queen in 4,2. Next we place the queen in 1,3, and last we place the queen in 3,4. That is again can be a one solution to solve the constraint satisfaction problem. Okay, then we will see what is math coloring problem. Math coloring problem, I think we'll see in next lecture. As all of you know,